Mr. Rosenblatt, good morning. Sorry I'm getting back to you a little bit later than expected. We had a little fire mishap here the other day, but I wanted to give you a quick insight on what we were working on again. It is, in my opinion, night and day from a week ago, looking at the video on the left compared to the video on the right. Just a lot of great things happening right now, and I'm very impressed with the work ethic you're putting into it. So let's look real quick. On the right side, we can see this was from January 22nd, I believe. So this was one of the first times we met. And right off the bat, the first thing that I notice is from the left screen, which was on the 31st, you can see your weight is more on the balls of your feet. You look more over the ball, better angles. It's a little more upright, which is good here. And on the right side, you can see you're more on your heels. So right away, even starting, it looks much better. Now, just to recap, we'll show you the right side real quick. You can remember the club usually came out outside of the lines, okay, very over the top feeling on the way back, but you take a pass parallel and we'll stop it right there, okay. And let's look on the left real quick and just see the dramatic improvement. Watch how the club stays in these lines, and your backswing is going to end right here. That is just so much better. You look more over the ball, your head didn't move, it's in a pretty good position. It's really, really good. So back to the right screen, on the way down, over the top, across the lines again, kind of cutting it a little bit. Still throwing at it, obviously, a dumping move we've talked about. Now we'll see on the left side, club's in a much better position. We're still throwing our hands a little bit at it, not using the hips, but that is much better of a position. If we can stop ourselves from throwing the club face at the ball a little bit more, we'll get more consistency. But for the most part, this entire swing is much better. We're going to extend it a little more on the way through, but it's much better looking. It looks like it's an easier one to consistently work with. So I'm really impressed with that. And we'll just go quick and show you just what we're doing here with your driver. This was from the 31st as well. Alright, so the feeling we're going to have is we're going to probably, hopefully, not turn as much, okay? I'd rather see these hips, I'll draw a line over it, or a circle. Alright, I don't really want to see the hips go all the way 90 degrees, If we can maintain a restriction and just turn your upper body, I think you'd have an easier time of getting the club to be driven to the ball, the butt of the club driven to the ball rather than throwing it at it. So, because there's a lot to catch up from here, So that's probably the next thing we'll work on, keeping this knee a little flexed, and by doing that, we're going to keep this restricted in the turn. We're just going to turn our upper body. Hopefully that'll keep us from getting our head up, going a little past parallel, because with the driver, you certainly still do that. All right, and then from there, I like how you're trying to use, your lower body, but we need to see more of a rotation. And again, if we remember correctly, if we draw an arrow, we're just having the butt of the club being driven down to the ball, okay, rather than throwing the club head away from the ball. It's just going to lose some power that way. All right, and then work on hopefully extending the arm up. Okay, pretty good there, and just continue it extending. Finish more over you. But in all honesty, it's much better. We'll work on a few things again. Like I said, the hip movement, we'll get to that. But right now, just feeling the club being driven, the butt of the club driven to the ball, and let's try and see if we can restrict the turn in our hips a little bit more, especially with the driver, because I know you're trying to get more out of it. All right. If you have anything else, I'm sure I think we meet again on the 6th, so we'll take probably another video then and see how it's going. All right. Thanks.